What's poppin', people? Welcome back after a very long hiatus to Say Less with Kaz, Low Key, and Rosie, and Eddin, and Jake. And as you can tell, we are not in the barbershop. We are not at Bleeker's Trading. We are in our individual homes for the same reason why y'all haven't seen us in the past couple of weeks, because we all got our ass kicked by COVID. It was really bad. But before we get into all that,
speak for yourself.
Oh my God! I was waiting for that.
I was waiting for this mongrel to brag about.
Nah, I'm a dig in on y'all niggas' asses in a minute. But go ahead, let's get the business out the way.
Nah, is this what you're doing?
Whoa.
No, come on, bro.
My bad.
Get the business out the way.
I didn't know it wasn't cool to not get sick. My bad, buddy.
Get the business out the way.
Anyway, just want to shout out everybody who checked in on all of us. It was definitely a rough period for the past couple of weeks. We appreciate y'all checking in and saying, when's the next episode? When are you guys coming back? What's going on? Yada, yada, yada.
Nobody checked in on me.
Nobody checked in on you? That's a lie. Stop
Just
it.
you guys.
That's
a huge lie.
It's good to be back. Obviously, we're taking extreme precautions now until the spike in coronavirus goes down. We're not going to be in the midst of each other because it wasn't the fun kind of COVID that a lot of people get, where they're just like, oh,
nope.
That I'm asymptomatic and all this shit. Like, literally all of us have had a pretty shitty month. So I mean, we could go around the table. Last time we were here, we were talking about the greatness of Throw Baby and how much we love that. There you go. You still got the button. And and it just turned into I guess like a couple days later, I was just feeling like a little bit out of it. I was trying to thug through a lot of tapings for MSG, and I was just completely spent and sapped. And then by the time I went to the doctor to get myself checked out, they're like, yes, you have coronavirus. And it was bad, man. I'm talking about body temperature was kicking it at like 104, like 105 degrees, really high. No appetite, nausea, just brain fog, fatigue, body aches, shivers. It was pretty bad. But I don't think any of us got it worse than Eddin. I think Eddin was.
Oh, he had it the worst.
And I had to make sure Eddin was on camera for this one, because I was mad worried. There was like a few days I was like, yo, is Eddin gonna kick the bucket on us? Like, that was.
That'd be kind of lit though, right? Like,
I was kind of scared.
We would get
we was kind of scared.
We would have gotten that. We would have to like broadcast your death on the Patreon subscribers.
I would hope there's Patreon subscribers from my own
premium level, $20.
I would hope so.
Oh my God.
I would hope so. But
Hold on, can I just say something? Like, Kaz thinks ginger ale was gonna get him through the whole shit. Right.
Yo,
so when Kaz goes to the doctor, he sends us a picture after he gets his testing. And Eddin, I think it was, somebody zoomed in the background.
I enhanced the image.
There was a ginger ale bottle. I was like, this motherfucker think ginger ale is really gonna save him.
Ginger ale was the only thing keeping me straight.
He was like, ginger ale, you're my best friend.
Yo, let me tell you. So like the whole time I'm thinking like, okay, like anybody who was in New York for that time saw it go from like 60, 70, 80 degrees.
Right.
40 in like a day. So I'm just like, okay, like I just got a little cold or something. Like, this ain't nothing. But then like every day I just kept feeling worse and worse. I missed one of my best friend's weddings, and like I missed a bunch of tapings, and it was bad.
Us like, everybody feeling okay?
Yeah.
I was like, why, Kaz?
Yeah.
He's like, because I don't feel good. We're like,
I do not feel good at all. Like, it was the worst feel. I do not suggest this shit to anybody, man. Like, I know we end this episode.
How do you suggest a disease?
It's a zero out of 10.
Do not buy this virus.
Yeah, you know what kind of disease is popping? Man, not COVID, but there's some other choice out there.
I know measles is lit. Measles is lit, you know what I'm saying?
God.
There's a couple other really cool diseases you can get, but I get 0 out of 10 for coronavirus.
How do you rate COVID?
Definitely. I said 0 out of 10. It was the worst. Like, I've never.
I didn't give it a good Yelp review. I'll tell you right now.
I'm never going back to that restaurant.
I'm never going back to Cova.
I hate it there. I don't want to go.
Nah, I've never in my life felt worse than I did with this damn disease. I think
the worst about COVID for me, I guess, I mean, we've all had it here. Low, maybe not with us, but you had it at some point.
I didn't actually.
You told us you did.
You said you had it early in the year.
No, I thought I did, and then when I got my results back, they were like, "You never had it."
Oh wow. Okay.
Okay.
So
all right, we'll
must
go to
be
that
nice.
later. I would say.
Oh, it is, my nigga. Trust me.
2 hours later. Look, listen. I think the worst about it for me was, which is what I was telling my family members, where. Like, it's not like the symptoms came and left. Like, you wouldn't wake up with new symptoms and the symptoms for yesterday was gone. They would just pile on top of each other. So it's like if you had a headache and a stomachache today and then tomorrow you got a fever, it's all three together. Then you would wake up dizzy. Then you would, and it's all this shit at once. And I couldn't even get out of bed at one point. I was like, this is fucking terrible.
Y'all had me scared for a second because I'm just like, y'all was falling like dominoes. And I'm just like, yo, hold the fuck up. What's going on with y'all? Yeah. This nigga Kaz couldn't speak, was on the floor. Eddin is damn near in the ER. Rosie over there in bed.
I just wasn't texting back. I was like,
I'm sitting here like, yo, my niggas, like, are y'all, is this it? Like,
is this how the podcast ends?
Is this how my podcast career ends? And no one's gonna want to do a podcast with me because he's like, yo, the last motherfuckers you would kick the bucket, so I don't think we need you.
I went to Twitter and I pinned my "If I die, please don't share drunk stories about me," and I was like, I just need people to know this just in case.
I see, yo, Kaz tweeted that shit. He was like, "Yep, it's official. Your boy got the Rona." I'm like, fuck. Now niggas gonna be looking at me crazy, like niggas sending me eye emojis like, yo, you good? I'm like, yes, I'm fine.
Crazy,
not crazy, but it's just like, well, if your man got it, you definitely gonna have that shit.
Yeah,
I'm like, bro, I don't.
It's all right. Like, you know what it is? It's not like.
I'm gonna say what everybody.
It's like 3 million people who got this shit. Right?
I'm gonna say what everybody does not want to say right now. I'm a little upset you didn't get it.
Yo, dead ass. Yo, can we keep it a G? Can we keep it a G?
To keep it 100. To keep it 100 with you. I'm mad. I'm mad you ain't get it. You should have had that shit with us. He was out living his best life.
I'm not surprised that he didn't get it though.
I'm mad though. He was out living his life and we're dying. And
so
he's like, I'm great.
Right?
And then he's like bragging in the group chat. He's like, I'm great.
No.
I'm phenomenal.
Spicy as hell in the group chat. Like, yo, I'm good.
I wasn't bragging. No. Hold on.
Y'all
Who says phenomenal?
I'm like, nigga, I feel like shit, yo. Like,
this is how it started.
We would always check in. No. Listen, goddamn. Okay. We would always check in. We would check it in the group chat every morning. Like, yo, everybody good? What's everybody feeling like today? What's going on? Lowe's like, I feel phenomenal. I'm like,
I'm great, guys.
We're not asking about you.
He was like, I'm 10,000%. We're like, bro.
I was like, all right, well, fuck y'all. Make your own group chat, the Sick Less podcast, since y'all niggas is fucking sick and shit and don't want to worry about my health.
But Lo,
I'm like,
you could have
fine.
You could have just been. You could have said that, but you didn't. You said words like phenomenal, 10,000%.
I didn't know. I said great.
No type of empathy for anybody. Like, I felt like shit. Like, literally, Lo was like, I think it was the night of the NBA draft, right? It was the night of the NBA draft. Like, and I was fucked up. Like, I literally, from my bed to my bathroom, I kid you not, is no more than 5 feet, right? I went from the toilet. I tried to get to the bed and I fucking collapsed. Like, I was literally laid out on the floor.
I'm sorry, it's not funny, but
Lo was like, well, why are you on the floor? Nigga, I got a disease. What the fuck? Are you serious?
Couldn't be me.
It's not funny that you fell, but I hate when big motherfuckers fall because who's gonna help you up? Who's gonna help you?
Did Jazz help you up?
You know what's funny?
I mean, she couldn't. You know, like she was basically like wearing a fucking hazmat suit around the house.
Yeah,
she had the mask, the face shield. She was a real trooper. She had
I hate two things about big people. When they fall and when they get drunk before everybody. Because if Kaz gets drunk, who's gonna help him? we don't have the strength. That's selfish.
I've never
Don't
seen.
Get fucked up for us.
I've never been around Kaz like him drunk. Like
it's not just Kaz. I'm talking about men that big, like big men.
I understand that.
I be drunk. I'm just very in control. Like I know I'm a master Irish exiter. So when I know I'm gonna be a hassle for anybody to handle, literally I would fucking that gif with the vanish from the anime joint. That's me. Like I just fucking disappear, yo. But yeah, like Lo was like high key just like rubbing his health into all of our faces.
No, because you know why? Because y'all niggas always look at me like, bro, you smoke hookah too much. All you do is drink, and you eat this, that, and the third. And I'm like,
have we ever said that to you, or is this like your insecurities?
It's just me.
Yes.
You know, sorry for like caring about you, right? Like,
and I'd be like, yo, I do it in moderation. I'm good. And then, like, when y'all niggas started kicking the bucket, I had my sister send me some fucking vitamins. So I'm taking them shits every day, drinking tea every day, drinking hella water.
I'm not gonna lie.
I cut the steak out of my diet. So it's like, my nigga, I'm doing what y'all want me to do. And now y'all niggas apparently wasn't doing what y'all supposed to do.
I'm gonna tell you that ass. I really hope you get this shit.
I cannot wait.
I really hope you get it.
I'm gonna send you stuff. I'm gonna send you shit, but I can't wait. Also, when Lo would text us in the group chat
for months, like
y'all niggas, y'all not gonna know. I'm not telling y'all.
When Lo would, we're gonna notice because you're not gonna be
you're
out.
not.
So when Lo would text us in the chat, would literally be like this. I would literally be like this. We'd be like, "How's everybody doing?" Everybody's like, "Yo, I feel like shit," and he'd always be the last one to respond. I'm phenomenal. I'd be like,
I was straight up in my hospital bed like this.
Fuck you, Lo. I can't wait till you get it.
Take care of your body. Take care of your bodies. You only get one.
I'm gonna have fake parties just to tag Lo when he gets it. Just hookah parties.
Take care of your bodies.
You don't take care of your body. That's what's so
frustrating. I actually do.
About it. Lo eats nothing but.
Lo, you have a hookah next to you right now.
Yeah. Lo eats nothing but fucking steak,
fried food,
Jameson,
chicken
fried
wings,
food, smokes hookah like a chimney. And out of everybody's immune system, he's the one who's held up. Out of everybody's shit, I do not fucking. He's out every night. Like I'm probably out of all five of us.
I'm not out every night. If I go anywhere, I chill at Sahara, and that's it.
Out of the five of us, you're definitely out the most. You and Rosie.
Oh yeah.
Definitely out the most.
That's for sure.
Why me?
Rosie, you just came from being out. Like, where the fuck were you coming from?
I was at my grandmother's house who's sick, stupid. She's not even home.
Were you out last night?
No, I was at my grandmother's house.
So I didn't see you. I didn't see you on Valentina's Instagram the night before.
I was in Midtown buying something.
That's out.
That's not out. I didn't go to a club. I didn't go
out parties.
Like bars,
I'm just saying, motherfuckers be out.
Let me tell you what the fucked up part is. As I was in the summer. And for me to get COVID when I wasn't doing shit, I was so mad. I understand if I got the shit in August because I was
That's
out.
the scary part about
but
this.
But I got it when I was home.
Yeah.
Just filming. Yeah. I just left to film the podcast.
That's the scary part about this whole disease, right? Like, I feel like in the summertime is when, like, you know, people just kind of like really forgot about it and was just out and kicking it. Like, I know y'all were. And, you know, I would even joke around about it. I'm like, yo, man, I'm about to go to Atlanta, Rona me up, like, yada, yada, yada. Never again.
God said, say less. God said, say less.
Oh, Rona you? Okay, buddy.
See, that's why, see, I didn't joke about this shit. I was like, oh, you know, niggas is out. I didn't joke about this shit. No,
I didn't. To Atlanta? You wasn't doing it?
Bro, I didn't. Nigga, I wasn't going to Atlanta. Joke or no joke. Nigga, fuck you.
I went to Atlanta and I didn't do shit. I didn't go to the club, but I went like out to eat and stuff. And I still didn't get it.
God also told you, say less, Rosie. All right,
I didn't get nothing though.
You
but
won't
then
be
when I
jumping
got
on
home,
flights and going to Colorado and all this other shit? Bet. I got you when you get back to the city.
There was nobody in Utah. I went to Utah.
You went to
went to
Mad
Utah.
States, Rosie.
She was
There
on the
was
world.
no one in Utah.
You was like Carmen San Diego for like 2 or 3 months.
Dead ass.
That's why I was even skeptical. I'm like, damn, I want Rosie to be on the pod. I was like, is she gonna be in town? Like, is
Y'all
she gonna...
talking all this, and it makes me wonder which one of you gave me COVID.
No, because when we got it, when we got
nigga
it,
with the gold chain.
I think it was.
Yeah.
with the icy watch.
Oh, I don't know. who it was.
I
I'm trying to
hadn't
figure
been
it out.
doing anything. That's why I looked at God. When I got COVID, I was like, I wasn't even doing
Who was
nothing.
it? Who was it?
So let's go by process of
Jake.
elimination.
It was Jake.
Right?
It was Jake. It was
Let's
Jake.
go by process of elimination. All right.
I got
The way it could have been me is because
it was Kaz by this point. You hear that?
The way it could have been me is because remember, we were all at Lines then before. We was at the barbershop.
And then somebody had it there, right?
I was getting a haircut that day. And 2
Wasn't
days
it closed?
later, nah, it wasn't. That's the thing. That's the thing. They were
We
open.
recorded there that day.
2 days after 2 days after we
Oh, the
recorded
day I was
and I got a
gone, right?
haircut. No, you were there.
No, I was gone.
No,
the
she
day.
was-
No,
she
you weren't
She
there.
wasn't there.
You weren't there. Right. Okay. So the day we were all there, 2 days later, we got I get a group text message from Lions Den Barber like, hey man, somebody came in contact with someone with COVID. So for safety precautions, we can disinfect the whole store and close it down for a couple of days, right? So I'm like, okay. And then that Thursday, day we tape, the morning of, I was doing MSGAM and I'm talking to Steve Novak, and Novak's looking at me like, yo, Kaz, you all right? I'm just like, yeah, I'm good. I'm just thinking like it's early, I'm tired, yada, yada, yada. And then when I get to Bleecker, that's when I was just like, you
told us, you were like, yo, I feel like shit.
I'm like, we're sitting really close to each other. I'm like, can we like spread this out somehow? And whatever.
I already know it's Kaz.
No, you know what's funny?
I already know it's Kaz.
So you know what's funny? The last day we filmed, I do remember, and I said this in the group chat, but I haven't verbally said it. I do remember when we sat on the couch, Kaz was like, I want to sit on this couch. And Eddin was like, no, because it's not gonna look good, blah, blah, blah. And then Kaz was like, hold on. And then Kaz goes, cooties. And I was like, is he trying to make a joke that he thinks that he's sick? And
that nigga was
like,
alluding to the fact that he's about to drop a bomb on us.
I didn't know. Here's the thing. I did not know what it was at for. Like, it was
I
temperature
think you
change.
knew.
You remember that week? It was really hot for like.
No, it was. Yeah.
Oh,
To his
yeah.
defense. Yeah.
And then the temperature like dropped crazy. So I'm like, all right, this is.
Listen, I would have made a deal with God. I don't need the extra hot days,
Yeah.
God.
And it wasn't hot like that. So now, all right, so boom, that's how I think it's me. How it could have been Jake, right? Can we talk about how it could have been Jake?
Let's go.
Let's talk about how
Jake dropped a bomb on us that weekend.
Definitely did. Definitely did.
Jake, can you tell? All right, no, go ahead, Kaz.
So Jake's like, yo, about to go to Texas.
Yeah.
On some random shit.
About to go, gotta do
Texas,
some work.
the
you know what I
state that
mean?
never closed. That's
Yeah,
where you
like,
went.
I
Because
think-
when I went
I
on
think-
my city tour, I never went to Texas.
No. Like the red states was wild and all.
And then he said Houston.
I didn't say
I
we
went.
not Dallas.
So I think,
Dallas.
if I remember
With the Dallas.
correctly, I think you were doing stuff for the card company, right? Like I think you were out there with doing Deshaun Watson stuff, and you said, and then you came into the group chat like, "Yo, Texas is wild. They haven't shut shit down." It's just-
No, yeah, they like didn't even think Corona was a thing, but it was crazy. But
Like Atlanta. That motherfucker
they're
got the
like-
vaccine.
nothing shut down at all. No restaurant caps, nothing. It was crazy.
So here's what it was, right? So then we're back at the studio, right? At Bleecker.
No.
No, this is before you go to Texas. Before you go to Texas.
Yeah.
Before we go to Texas, we're back at the studio, and this Matt, it's a pretty.
There was mad heads that last day we recorded. I just want to say that.
People in there.
There were a lot of people in there.
There were a lot of people in there.
Who was in there?
People.
Except
People
that
work
girl.
there.
No.
There was a girl. There was like two
I
other
only
people.
saw her.
People. You guys
Jake.
affected them, definitely not us. Like, let's not get that twisted. Like,
Nigga,
Wait, what?
didn't the girl have it?
That's a working.
Didn't that girl have it?
Huh?
Didn't that other girl, your coworker, didn't she have it?
Like after, like her symptoms lined up with me. What I think happened is that like
we gave it to you, and she gave it to no man.
Yeah, we got it from you guys. Like
no. Wow, Kaz. They're blaming this on you.
It's all Kaz.
How does going to Texas have anything to do with it? Like,
wow, Kaz.
Jake, so here's the thing, right? Remember, I came in there and I had to finish some work, right?
Yep.
I had to finish some work. So
he about to tell the real truth. I'm excited.
I was sitting in your chair for a good minute.
Okay.
Like finishing some calls, right?
Yep.
And remember, my symptoms didn't really hit until like a couple days later. That's when you came in. You're like, "Yo, I'm gonna go get a test." You were the first one. You were the first one that said, that confirmed that you had it.
I got a test because it was responsible coming back from Texas. You have to.
This is true. But you were the first.
It's required. You don't have to.
So you were the first one on record saying you had it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which you guys should have got tested way earlier. But
I did get tested. I got tested
too that same weekend
before Halloween. Yeah, I got tested maybe 2 weeks before to do the Slam 16.
Yeah.
So like I thought I was good, right? So
I thought I was good.
There's a chance I got it.
It was Kaz.
There's a chance I got it.
It's like 75% Kaz and 25% Jake.
Kaz, there's a detail you're missing, Kaz.
What detail am I missing?
There was something else you did with Jake.
Gross. Where are we
Jake did pass.
Oh, y'all smoked. Y'all smoked. Y'all definitely did smoke in the back.
Y'all had a Rona. Y'all had a Rona roll.
We did
had a Rona blunt.
So it's 50. So now it's 50-50 from one of y'all motherfuckers.
Wait.
And you know what? It'll be 45-60. Wait. What's my math? 45-55.
Yeah, 45-55.
Because you rolled it, you would take the 55.
That was
y'all had a Rona joint together.
That's crazy because my symptoms came in like 3 days after Kaz. Like
that doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does.
You can have it and not have symptoms.
Yeah.
That I'm gonna have to agree with Rosie. You could have had it at any time because when I tested the first time, I was negative.
He didn't have shit, and then it was 2 days later.
But I was in the office all week with my coworker, and we were good, like interacting.
And they all got it too, didn't they?
What was her name?
Don't make it hot, bro. Don't make it hot.
Was that really her name? Wait.
Yeah.
Was that really her name?
Yeah, it was.
Oh shit! I was guessing.
Yeah.
Why would I remember
block that out. Block that out.
I'm sorry. I was really guessing.
But anyways, like, and also the person I went to Texas with, who literally traveled together, did not get it. Like, the whole time, did not get it. Like, so I wore a mask. Like, I gave it to minimal people.
It's that blunt y'all rolled. I'm telling you.
Yeah, but like
that blunt.
That's how he gave it to me. I mean,
I don't know. See, but you don't know.
Situation.
But you don't know. Listen. Okay, so where were you from Sunday to Thursday? Did you go anywhere?
No, just
Texas.
back and forth to Bleecker.
You went nowhere. You were back and forth to Bleecker, the same place. We all got it.
No, you got
dun.
I wanted to record at Bleecker on Sunday, and Kaz was like, "Oh, like only if you want." And I was like, "All right, like, and like, we can do the lines then." Like, so. I preferred
the Lions then. I always preferred the Lions then because it was more spread out.
I prefer the Lions then for that same reason.
I agree.
Because it's close to your house.
And it was close to my exactly. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, of course.
I know that's also
Also, right. Too. But which is again, I should be allowed to have that priority, right?
We just
but I was like, you know what? I've had these guys coming to Jersey for like 20 straight weeks at this point. I can make a few trips downtown. It's a Sunday afternoon. I can get some free parking. Not a problem, right? And because of
that backfired on you, didn't it?
How did that all work out?
On Sunday, we recorded the Lions Den. On Wednesday.
Yeah, Sunday we recorded on Lions Den.
Yeah. Right. Okay. All
Wednesday
right.
was at Bleecker.
Wednesday night, the same thing. Like it's nighttime. I can find some parking. It's not gonna be a big deal, whatever. And lo and behold, we all were down for the damn count because of the shit.
You was already feeling kind of weird that day.
I was.
I mean,
you were trying to sit separately. You said cooties.
I always say that though. I've always wanted us.
He's always made that joke. Yeah, he's always made that joke.
Yeah, but every time we recorded, he was like, I want to sit over here, and we were like,
if you remember the first time we shot in Bleecker, I was on the like solo chair. You were on the couch. Lo was on the opposite side of the couch. Jake was on the other chair. So I was like, okay, this is the most we can spread out. But Eddin was like, nah,
I can't stretch the camera that way. Great job, Eddin. Great fucking job.
I never want to record a Bleecker again. That place is too small.
Bro, I'm never going.
I want everybody to have their separate rooms.
That setup is dynamic. We can space out here. Don't put it on.
You know what's dynamic? COVID.
Yeah. You know what is gonna kill us? COVID.
Yeah, we
got different stages.
Outdoors too.
It is not fun, man. It is the worst. Anybody listening to this, man? The worst physical experience of my entire life.
That just sucks.
I've had like broken bones. Not even. I've had like broken fingers and stuff. Nothing crazy. I've had like the flu pretty bad.
I've had a bad
never
flu.
Anything like this. This was the worst. Like Rosie made the point before. It was like the worst part about it is like anytime like you feel like you're getting over a symptom, another like here comes a new challenger. Just like jump right on top of it.
All together though, not the other ones never left. It was just
yeah. Like it would be like, okay, I'm a little tired. I'm exhausted. Let me go rest. Then it's like, oh, okay, now I can't eat. Oh, okay, now I'm super hot. But like you don't know you're hot. You just think you're super cold. So now you got chills. But then you're taking the temperature. It's like, yeah, you're running 102-degree fever. You're not cold at all. You can't, so you're sitting there trying to, for like the first 2 days, I'm like sitting under a space heater with a blanket trying to like sweat out. Okay, yeah, this is Rosie's fault, by the way. This is Rosie's fault. Rosie's first day was like, oh, I just sweated it out and I was all good. I was like,
yeah, and I was good for 2 days, and then that shit came back like, psych. Gotcha, bitch.
Came back like good crack. Yeah.
Gotcha, bitch. I can't get up.
Oh man, like so I listened to Rosie. I'm like, okay, I've had colds before. Like, and usually when I get a cold, it's never for really that long. It's like a day. You know what I mean? I sweat it out. I drink some tea. I eat some soup, and I'm good. So I sweated it out, and like for a day. I was like, okay, I feel myself getting better. And then once I went to the doctor and, went to the hospital and told me all that shit. And they were like, I went to lay in the bed and I'm like, yo, I'm getting chills. Can you like bring me some more blankets or whatever? And they're like, no, we can't do that for you because you're running a high fever.
You didn't ask for ginger ale?
I brought my ginger ale, by the way. That was my own stash that I had. Every black man, by the way, has a limited stash of ginger ale when they're sick. Like it's ginger ale, it's ramen noodles, and Tyson. That's the only thing.
Spanish people got the Vicks.
If Tyson, ramen noodles, and ginger ale don't fix it,
you fucked up.
Look at Spanish
You're
people.
Fucked up. It's something wrong.
Spanish really, people with the Vicks.
Same with the Vicks. If the Vicks don't knock it out, it's like, uh-oh.
You're done. You're gonna die.
Something's wrong.
Start putting that timer on because
you know what's crazy? When I started finally feeling better. I finally started feeling better. I was like, yo, I think it's gone. I showered and I get in bed and I put my Vicks. I put my Vicks on and I couldn't smell it.
Oh, that's when so you lost your sense of smell too.
At the end.
Oh god.
That was my last.
That's why I kept asking him, like, can you still smell? And you were like, yeah.
Finisher. My finisher was I couldn't smell. It was like, finisher. I was like, no. I want to start chopping onions. I was like, no, I'm gonna smell. And
those symptoms came up for me in the middle of when I was in the hospital. Like it, all came up.
Wait, Eddin, let people know how long were you in the ER? You were in the ER for a minute. Like you were there for what?
I was in the ER for a day, but they gave me a room, thankfully, right that same day. But I was in the hospital for like 6-7 days.
No, but tell them the truth. You were like, Eddin hit us with like 3 bombs.
I had it was COVID pneumonia.
That's what scared me. When you said it was pneumonia plus the COVID, I was like,
yep. It was sucks because it's like when I got tested, I'm telling you, I was negative. I felt fine. Then I started feeling like shivers, but like I don't know if y'all ever had like food poisoning. Yeah. But like I started getting bad shivers, and I was like, why am I cold? Then like my nails like started turning purple. Like I was like my body was cold, but then I had a really bad fever. Yeah, it was a lot of weird shit. At one point I was like, all right, I gotta go to the hospital. So I go to the ER, and by the time I'm in the ER, I'm like, I have my coat on shit and I'm sweating, but yet I'm cold as fuck. Right. That same night, I had the worst shivers. This is gonna be OD TMI. I had the worst diarrhea. I was vomiting. I felt like I had the flu, but then some other shit at the same time, which go figure, it's fucking COVID. They gave me plasma. Like they had to give me a blood transfusion with someone's plasma with antibodies. And then that same night, I was like, oh, I'm chilling. And then my symptoms were like 20,000 times worse. Yeah, it's not fun, y'all. It's not fucking fun. It fucking sucks. It's funny to laugh at now.
Like, I mean, I'm glad we can laugh at it now, because there was like a few days I was praying for Ed. I was like, yo, every day I was setting this dude up. I was like, yo, please pull through, dude. Please pull through, because
I had a nurse every time come in, and they were like, well, at least you're not on oxygen. I'm like, bitch, are you serious? I'm like, I want all the blankets. Like,
did they ask you for a will? Did they ask you if you had a will?
When I did the plasma thing, yeah.
Yeah, so they asked me
they're basically giving me COVID.
They didn't ask you. It was on a form. Yeah.
It's on a form. Yeah.
It's okay. All right. Yeah, but that's the first moment where you're just like, wait.
But yo, the way you set it up, you were like, yo, they asked me if I had a will. We were like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, nigga, that's standard.
I didn't know it was standard, bro. Like, first off, I've been to the ER and hospital many a time, all right? Never.
Oh, okay. Tell us more.
Never in the history of ever had, or they asked me or the person that I'm going to visit or with for if they had a will, right? So, like, I was just like,
niggas trying to get you out of there early, B.
Is this serious? I'm like, this is serious. Because I went there when I was like, I wasn't like I wasn't down bad yet. I was just like, you know what? Let me just, let me just go and just make sure that this is what it is. Because I had, this is when it was really hard to get like a COVID test. So they were like, oh, we'll take you on Sunday. It's Tuesday. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to make it to Sunday for my COVID test. So I'm like, I'm just going to go to the ER and just have them just do it for me right there. Yeah. And then once I went and got it, they're asking all the regular stuff. Oh, insurance card. Yeah, his insurance. Like, oh, you got, address and somebody here. Pico. Yeah. Hey, do you have a will? I'm like, wait, what? What? What?
What
are you talking about? And it was scary, man. Like there was at least like 2 days while I was sick that like I really thought like I might have been ready to tap out. Like there was like 2 days where I couldn't eat anything. Breathing was getting hard. They told me to come back if breathing was getting hard, but like I didn't, I didn't want to scare nobody. I didn't want to scare my girl. I don't want none of that stuff to happen. And it was terrifying. And the worst part about it was the fever, because like I couldn't sleep because my body was so hot. Like I would just like toss and turn the entire night, and like not getting no sleep is probably the worst thing you could have when you're sick, because your body can't recover. You can't do nothing. Right. So just to sleep, I would go and, make these like super cold baths just to like bring my temperature down. And like every like 2 minutes, just take my temperature just to get it under 100, get it under 90, get it under 99, get it under 98.
Yeah, you told me to get in a cold bath or something. I'm not.
Yeah. That's what I was doing. I was taking super cold baths. And the crazy part about it was like, I'm a big dude, so my bath ain't that big. So, I was getting water, my own water kind of thrown over me just to kind of keep my whole body cooled down. And my body was so hot. By the time I was there for a minute, and the water was like getting poured on me, like it was already boiling hot. Like it went from like super cold water to like you scoop it and like you could like fucking make tea with the shit. It was like
or ramen
or ramen or whatever. But it was so bad, but it worked. It worked. It helped me get a little bit of sleep, and it started to work out. But it was just terrifying, Like I was just like, is this it? Like, am I going down? Like, is this how?
it.
Is this how it ends?
All jokes aside, like, all jokes aside, I'm just glad y'all, didn't kick the bucket in your back, all looking very healthy and sounding good. So I'm very, very
Lo, we still want you to get it.
It's fine.
I still really want you to get it.
I might, just to be a dick, I might go out after this. I might hit the shot.
Hey.
We still want you to get it, Lo. So
it would honestly make me feel a lot better if you got it. I'm not even gonna lie.
I cannot wait.
It's fine, yo. Listen, it's
you
fine.
should want to get COVID just to be.
Fuck really y'all. Should. No, that's a friend.
I cannot wait.
You're not a real friend if you don't get coronavirus.
With us. You should have had it with us.
Call me a phony friend then, because my nigga, my temple is more important. So fuck y'all niggas.
I cannot wait to
your temple. Your temple. The
matter of fact, hold on. Matter of fact,
Jameson drinking hookah.
I got scared when he pulled up.
Yeah, that could have got really, really weird. Oh my god! I just
want to say real quick though, like, I'm glad we got it now and not back in April, when no one knew what the fuck to do when this was all going down, because it could have been really bad. Like, when I went to Mount Sinai, and I'm grateful for Mount Sinai, that treated me really well. But at Mount Sinai, which is right next to Central Park, like they used to have tents outside because they had so many fucking people with COVID that they didn't know what to do. With that being said, fuck you, Loki, for not having COVID.
Take my vitamins.
Thank you.
For the second time for the day. Make sure my temple is good. Health is wealth.
This is exactly how he would treat us.
Guys, this is what he would do in the group chat.
Wow, I was like,
I'm phenomenal. I'm great. I am doing fantastic.
Vitamins.
I'm gonna go to Sahara. I'm gonna go party with friends. This is great. I feel fantastic.
So funny to watch y'all motherfuckers talk about, you're this, you're that. Okay. Yes, I'm healthy. I'm healthy. Mwah. Love y'all too.
I cannot wait till you get it.
I can't wait.
Nah, it's jokes. It's jokes. I'm not going out. I'm going to get some food after this. And
every drink you have, I'm gonna go up to there and just go like this. I'll just swirl that shit.
You know what's funny? When I had it, it was like an event going on in Atlanta, and I kept seeing it all the time. I was like, I'm gonna just go there.
Gucci Jeezy? Fuck it. Was it Gucci Jeezy? Yeah.
And I was like, and I had Googled how far Compound was for me. And I was like, I'm gonna just go over there and touch people. Cause fuck Atlanta. Like,
fuck y'all, yo. Like, I don't know what's going on in Atlanta. Where
and I had COVID. I'm just
the CDC headquarters are down there. So I'm thinking like these niggas and pay some under the table vaccine shit. 20. Right. I'm thinking they figured it out.
There's no way their numbers don't go up. They don't wear masks. They have all the parties. Like, nah. Yeah. I don't believe it.
There is something in hookah smoke. There's something in hookah smoke that somehow fights off coronavirus. I don't know what it is.
No, it's
everybody in Atlanta smokes nothing but hookah, and they're all fine.
And Low
smokes nothing but hookah, and he's all.
Do you only smoke mint, bro?
There's some concoction in there.
Only smoke the mint.
It's mint.
I'm telling you, the smoke fights off the bullshit. The smoke
be okay okay, never mind.
This fights off the bullshit, but I'm good.
Wait, real quick, would you guys take the vaccine in this first round?
Absolutely, yes.
Absolutely not.
Vax me
taking that shit.
Vax me today.
What?
You
want the fucked up batch of vaccines?
Today.
Yeah. And yes,
bro,
they
that
are.
first batch, first batch ain't gonna hit. That first batch is not gonna hit like you think it is.
The first batch never hits. He gonna take it next week. He gonna be like, hey guys.
I know.
He's already like that.
I know we should be. Listen, I'm not gonna shame anybody here, especially people of color, to be skeptical of any vaccines. I understand that completely. All I'm saying is...
So you say Jake gonna take it.
So I'm gonna get shamed?
Yeah, Jake, you'll be fine. Whatever. You'll be okay.
You're white.
The rest of
You're
guys,
good.
Yeah.
I totally understand why I'd be skeptical. All I'm saying is Americans understand one thing. It's not human lives. It's not disease control. It's definitely not science. It's money. All right. And all the biggest pharmaceutical companies in the world are fighting and going as hard as they can to find the most effective vaccine to get to the market first. Okay. And these companies, and if there's anything that Americans trust, is knowing that this thing is going to keep our economy going. It's the only reason why we haven't had a shutdown. It's the only reason why we haven't had a goddamn stimulus package. It's the only reason why we haven't had a lot of stuff is because the only thing that Americans care about, especially in a Donald Trump-led America, was money. It was like, listen, we can't shut down because the economy is already in the crapper and it'll go even deeper in the crapper. We can't do that. This vaccine, granted, I know they're not going to let people into certain events and parties or things without it. I know they're not going to let certain things go on without it. It's going to be like the same. You get a lot of people get vaxxed up when they're born. They get like the fucking the measles vaccine, a bunch of vaccines when they're born, all that type of stuff. Last thing I want to do is be that guy who is still waiting to be that guy that, like, I'm not. I understand everybody's going to bring up like Tuskegee experiments and like, being all that type of stuff. But like, this is a completely different thing. Like, we're not going to be test animals. They're not snatching Lowe and Rosie and Eddin out of the field and be like, hey,
test animals.
we're going to test
this vaccine. Here you go.
No, I mean, before it gets, it's given to the masses, right? Like, obviously, we're not going to be the first people to get it. But I mean,
Obama,
shit.
Bush, and who was it, Clinton?
Yeah, I don't trust. I don't need that publicity.
I also don't trust that very much.
That's if anything, that was the one thing that made me like, okay, maybe I shouldn't take this vaccine.
Yeah, right.
The last thing I needed.
Normal people aren't getting it, which is like more. Even I think even whoever had COVID before, normal people aren't going to get it until apparently April, because they're going to do it more so essential workers, healthcare workers, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That being said, I just want to hear yes or no if y'all don't mind.
No.
Are you taking the first batch?
Nope.
Yes.
No.
First batch, second batch, third batch, fourth batch, or fifth batch.
Hold on. After
send me to Coachella. Send me to All-Star Weekend. Send me to Made in America. Send me to WrestleMania. Vax me and send me to the nearest concert. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of staying inside. I'm sick of Zoom calls. I'm
gonna do it without the vaccine. I'm gonna be with you at Coachella.
Listen, please. We throwing this shit up.
But I'm not taking the vaccine. I'm gonna just be in there and hope that I already had it. I'm
not going back in the crowds. I'm not going back. No, I'm not.
You're already back in the crowd.
You're already in the crowd now. What you mean?
What crowd?
He run a whole hookah spot. He runs Sahara. He got all the after hour plugs. He got plugs to spots.
There are no after hours. Y'all have never seen me at an after hours. If there was an after hours, I would tell y'all niggas.
After 10 p.m. You was.
I'd be in the crib. I'd be in the crib by 11:30.
Where were you last?
I was at last night. Yeah.
Oh, so that's the after.
Last night did not close at 10.
You got the plug.
Nigga, it's not a plug if it's a public fucking thing.
Everything
last night was a public place.
Shut up.
All right, and I was out before 10.
Now, Niall. We didn't.
I was out.
We didn't go to Sahara East when there was a very long line, and you just say. And we all just got. That's called a
whistle.
If low kick it
that was a whistle.
Nigga, you went to a club. You went to Barcode.
Yeah, and I was just fine.
Yeah, so don't talk about like y'all niggas go to clubs. I go to the same.
Away from
he went one time,
and I was one time.
No more.
Yeah,
I haven't stepped foot inside of a club in 2020.
I've been to so many clubs in my whole life.
Sahara has on a weekend. Sahara has at least 100 people in there. At least in the back.
In the back.
Yes, it's all the same place. What do you mean? Just because it's not in the back.
Well, I'm sorry, y'all niggas can't take care of yourselves. I'm sorry.
They gotta walk through the front. Hold on. They gotta walk through the front to get to the back.
Okay, well, I've been going there since April and nothing has happened.
You've been going there since April 2016.
Don't stop.
No, I'm talking about this year.
No, I can't wait until you get to the shit.
I can't wait. I'm excited.
Oh, I can't wait.
Now I'm gonna stay inside all week and just sit with my health and be like, "Hey guys, how you guys feeling?
You don't even.
Everybody feeling good? Everybody all right?
Yeah, you're the worst friend. I just want to let you know this.
I can't wait till you get it. You could have went through it with us. You could have pretended.
Fuck y'all niggas. I'm good.
I feel closer.
How you doing,
Lo?
I'm stupendous.
Do you feel closer to us, Kaz, because you gave us COVID?
I didn't give it to you, all right? It was Jake.
I'd rather get it from friends.
Honestly, they'll ask me. They'll be like, how'd you get it? I was like, honestly, I think Kaz had it. He gave it to us, and they're like, "What made you think?" They're like, "What made you think Kaz had it?" I was like, "Well, because that day he was acting weird." And like the next day, he's like, "I don't feel good, guys. My throat's sore." Oh, this that. 2 days later, he's like, "I feel like shit." He was like, "I feel like shit." I was like, "Here it goes. We gotta get tested."
Here it comes. And lo and behold.
That's why he was checking up on us so much, because he felt guilty. He felt guilty.
This nigga felt like shit.
That's why he texts us every day, because he knew. Like, y'all okay?
That nigga was texting us every.
No one checking on me.
That nigga was
not gonna hold you. If Eddin died, I was like, damn, is he gonna sue me?
Bro, that nigga was going through it. Yo, Eddin, let me tell you. Now that you're fine,
Eddin had it the worst. And like, as much as I love and care about Eddin, as much as he's a great guy, great friend, like, damn. He gonna sue that.
I gave Eddin COVID.
Bro, Eddin,
bro. Peep what Kaz said. If Eddin dies, he's gonna sue me.
How?
His family. His family was gonna sue him.
The Eddin Martinez estate was gonna send me a nice, well-packaged letter. Be like, yeah, so we think you're liable for this.
Kaz felt so
like, we got you.
I had side conversations with him.
Every day.
This nigga was, he was going through it so, bro. I'm like, yo, bro, it's not your fault. Just like, don't wear that.
It is your fault.
And
it is your fault.
Physically, I was messed up, and emotionally, I'm seeing Eddin like go like keep down bad, bro. Like,
yeah, it's just. I'm
just like, bro. Bad. I'm like, don't worry about it. I'm like, God's got him.
Trying to figure out who I got it from, though. I was like, I wonder where it came from.
What do you mean?
I mean,
Atlanta didn't even give me COVID, but Kaz did. That's crazy.
Hey, man. I think Kaz knows. Kaz doesn't want to say anything.
I don't think it was me. I really don't. I just think
thinks it was Jake.
I think
Rona.
I'm not gonna.
But we didn't even. That wasn't even real because we didn't smoke that day. Like we didn't.
We didn't smoke. Thank you. I knew that. I knew we didn't smoke that day.
You're the one that told me that. You said, "Yo."
But it was.
Y'all told us that.
It was before. It was the time before I bleaker because it was a Sunday.
Yeah.
That was the last time we did. But I was like, but the symptoms, it takes a while for the symptoms to even hit. Like, you're not going to get it like the day after. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, it has to be like.
I don't think that's when I got it from you.
All right. But
Kaz, just wear.
I don't want to bring Kaz down either.
Yeah, like I don't want. Yeah, all right, let's move on.
I need to get
everybody's healthy.
From a friend. I'd rather
everybody's healthy.
A stranger, you know.
Everybody's healthy. Everybody's healthy. We're good.
Yeah,
I am surprised that Loki didn't get it. My girl didn't get it either. Like,
my girl didn't get it either. Like,
it's kind of interesting how that works. To be honest with you,
I don't know.
But also, I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like those rapid tests are absolute bullshit. Don't do rapid tests. Do those 2-3 shits because when I did that shit, I got that shit negative. And so I was like, "Oh,
what do you mean? Right? What do you mean the rapid test? What do you mean?
There's a 90.
You could get a test that you'll get results within like the next few hours or sometimes.
So what did they do? It's still a swab.
That's what I got. Yeah.
So when they did it to me, compared to when they did it to me when I was in the ER, the swab, like it was some bullshit. Maybe it was because it was sitting MD. Don't get it twisted. But then when they did it to me in the ER, they went fucking deep in my nose and fucking went like this on both sides, like if it was a mixer. And the next thing you know, obviously I'm positive for COVID because I'm in the ER.
When I got my shit, they dug up my fucking nose. Yeah, and then gave me the needle shit. So. That shit was not pleasurable.
Yeah, that was the only test I got. The only test I got was like the super duper nosy, like scratch your brain Q-tip.
The little small one?
Yeah.
Or the one that like
it's like it was like a skinny little joint. But they go past,
that one goes all the way up.
They go past the hole. Like there's like anybody who hasn't taken a test, like there's like a hole up in the nose right here.
And it just like stops at your eye.
And it goes right. Yeah, it goes like literally right before it gets touch your eyeball, bro. Like it's right there. And
that shit was uncomfortable, man.
So there's two. There's the Q-tip that just like does this. And then there's
the deep shit.
Yeah, that's the deep shit. That's the one I got.
The deep one.
A lot of people get false positives too. I think Jake, you thought you also had like a false positive at that point, right?
No.
Oh no, you thought you knew you were positive by that point.
I got the quick one. I got the quick test, and the quick test said I was positive. Same. It's more of an issue for false negatives. Like,
Yeah.
so,
which is what probably happened.
What happened to Eddin? Yeah.
so like, they
Well,
said
you probably didn't have it. Oh, you did.
No, I did have it.
No, by that point, I'm sure I did.
But I got the 15-minute result. So like, they told me when I got it, like, okay, if it's negative, you still should quarantine and wait till we get the results of the 2 to 3 day one. But if it's positive,
Right.
it's still the same. So like, the positives are the same. So like, works as like knowing for sure. Like, I didn't need to send off my results to get a 2 to 3 day one because they just.
Right.
But they came quick. It was like 10 minutes.
Them fast.
I don't trust them shit.
I don't trust them.
It's like 90% or something like that. That's the accuracy.
I think it's like 60.
Okay.
Well, look at what happened to Eddin. Like, even he did a fast one. It was negative.
From my end, yeah. I mean,
that's a lot of people, though.
Positives is what I'm saying.
I don't know. Since Kaz gave me COVID, I don't really know what to think, but I'm just kind of grateful for the situation, honestly.
Ever since Jake gave Kaz COVID, and then he gave it to us, it was all fucked up.
Kaz,
I'm blaming Bleaker Trading, damn it. I'm blaming Bleaker Trading. We did 1 million tapings at Lions Den. Nobody,
which is where you got it from, though, right?
Nobody. I don't think I got it at Lions Den.
I think that's where it came from, though. I think because there's someone at the barbershop had it, then you got a cut, and then you came down here and started fucking with us.
Wow,
bro, like you're the common denominator in this shit, bro.
And if you remember, we were gonna record a Bleaker. We were gonna record a Bleaker.
I'll be quiet until y'all done. I'll be quiet until the sick ones are done.
Yeah, let's talk health.
Can't wait till
kind of wild though. It's kind of wild because I don't think y'all shared I think you and Jake shared a blunt at all within that time.
No, I think they always share blood.
But it's
no, they
interesting.
didn't.
Look how easy it spread and didn't spread to low key though.
That's what I'm saying. Bleaker's it's a very enclosed area. All right.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of space. The ceilings are low. There's like one place of ventilation.
Don't put this on the spot.
You know what I mean? Listen. There's no way. There's no other way Rosie could have got it. There's no other way Eddin could have got it.
That was the craziest part because I was like, I'm finally home, chilling, not doing shit. I'm not walling out.
But you guys were sitting right next to each other. Like,
yes.
So
because of you.
And y'all shared a blunt.
No.
Nigga said because of you.
And he sat in your chair.
This is true. I sat in your chair for a half hour on a call.
Wow.
Yeah, and I didn't have it at that point.
Yes, you don't know that.
I didn't have it at that point. I got it.
You don't know when you had. You don't know when you contracted it.
You went to Texas that weekend. You came back that day.
I could have got it. Like I could have got it in Texas. That's true.
I just want to say something real quick. When Jake said, because mind you, I know you went to Texas, and then we all probably got it before you went to Texas. But the funny part is that once Jake said in the group chat. Once Jake said that he was in Texas, everyone was like, Jake, you went to Texas? Jake, you went to Texas?
Everybody perked up like, what?
Hold on. And then I asked Jake, I was like, what'd you do in Texas? He was like, I mean, I was like, were you wilding out? He was like, kind of. I was like, what the fuck, Jake?
He was up in the bars, bro. Say he wasn't up in the bars. Say he wasn't there.
I was not up in the bars, bro.
You weren't?
Wait, all right, so what were you doing in Texas?
We were at the Dallas Card Show. It was a trading convention like type thing. Like it was,
so you were around a lot of people.
A convention seems like it would have a lot of people there, Jake.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying like that's what I went out there to do.
You said you were wilding, Jake.
All right,
but I said I'm always wilding, but not here. Like that
the point is you were around a lot of people.
I could have got it there, yeah, for sure. Yeah. But
odds are
I wasn't out at bars. I don't want that. I don't want that out there.
You don't want that out there.
He said he doesn't want it out there. He didn't say it wasn't true, though.
Right. We don't care what you want out there, Jake. Tell us the truth.
I don't need to say it's not true. It isn't. It is not.
Oh my God.
Or it is.
Oh, Eagles is catching up. Okay.
Giants are winning 17-12 with 1 minute. Nah, 17-12.
The Lions?
Oh shit.
No, the Giants.
Oh, they're not good.
Giants are winning?
Yeah. I'm gonna left.
What a lovable not losing team, man. I've never loved.
That being said, what did we miss since we were gone for at least 2 to 3 days?
Everything.
We could have 2 New York teams lose on a Hail Mary in the same day.
That's true.
That would be true. That'd be tragedy.
I mean,
that would be real tragedy.
We didn't talk about Gucci and Jeezy. We didn't talk about man.
What? There's so much we didn't talk about.
There's so much. Like I ain't gonna lie. Like for about 2 or 3 weeks, like I was so off of social media. Like especially Clubhouse. Clubhouse is like.
Let me tell you something about Clubhouse. Let me
It's
tell
the
you.
most extreme of both social media.
I'm gonna tell Lo and Kaz.
When it's good, it's really good.
Right, it hits.
When it's good, it's really good. But like that other 95%, it is the worst use of social media I've ever experienced in my life.
Bro, I only go into the rooms where like if Raconia is hosting a room or like Dimples or whatever, I'll go in there and sit because like we could sit there and just like clown and joke, but then it might turn into some serious conversation. But it's like it's not a bunch of motherfuckers just talking over each other, trying to give advice or whatever the case is. Like, bro, I'm cool. Like Twitter is enough for me for that. Yeah. I don't need to hear y'all voices. But I'm not shaming anybody. It's just that shit is just too much for me.
I don't shame nobody for it either because I can tell. I mean, obviously, you know, it's an app where a lot of people who, in most cases, wouldn't have certain access to certain people, you have access to certain people. So I can understand why like people would get gassed over it. It kind of feels like early days of Twitter. You know what I mean? Like 09, 10, where there wasn't a whole lot of like publicity.
There weren't any rules.
There wasn't a Twitter manager and none of that stuff. Yeah. Like people were just, it was the wild, wild west. And right now, you know what I mean? You got people like Kevin Hart jumping in there and causing stirs. You had, you know, Joe getting there causing stirs. It always
Nate Robinson.
Oh my gosh. Was Nate Robinson in there?
What's the name?
Hold on, we ain't talking about the fight.
Oh, we didn't even talk about Jake Paul and Nate Robinson. We didn't even talk about the new fight, Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul happening.
What was this? Last night?
Nah, they just announced it earlier.
Announced right before we went on.
Before you came on.
February 20th.
So when they're fighting?
February 20th, I think.
Yes.
Who's he fighting? Logan? Okay.
Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul.
Yeah, I was like, who's Floyd fighting?
He's fighting Jake Paul's brother.
Listen, I'm not. Oh my God. Anyways.
Them white boys are cashing out, man.
Yeah, whatever.
Them white boys are cashing out.
So we talking about Clubhouse, right?
Oh, okay.
Oh, we didn't even talk about Tyson.
I was gonna get into Tyson real quick, but go ahead on Clubhouse. I had something to say about Clubhouse.
No. Go ahead. I wanted you to say what you wanted to say.
So I got on Twitter on Jay-Z's birthday, right? I don't know why I did air quotes. It was his real birthday.
It was his birthday.
But I was reading my timeline.
Do you want me to send you an invite to Clubhouse?
Jay-Z stories and blah blah. And so I gathered what I missed. And I was like, okay, something about Jay-Z, something about Beyonce sucking dick today. So, it's his birthday. Cool. And then Clubhouse this, Clubhouse that. And I was like, Black Twitter is so mean because they know everybody doesn't have access to Clubhouse. I don't have Clubhouse. So I felt like a peasant. And they're like, Clubhouse this, Clubhouse that. I'm like, y'all are like the mean girls of Twitter. Like y'all the jock table at lunch because y'all keep talking about something that you know everybody didn't watch.
Let's be honest though.
But see,
no, that's not what I'm asking for. What I'm asking is, why do y'all do that? If you like, are y'all talking to each other? Are you trying to one up each other, or are you talking to us, the people that don't?
But here's the thing:
the regular folks,
Clubhouse, right? So like. It's only voice activated. So like if you're not on the stage, you can't really communicate with people. So what happens is as people are talking on stage, they go to Twitter to like discuss what's currently happening in Clubhouse.
Like it's like a recap.
So it's like a recap. So it's like almost like a message.
Is it that, or is it like a hey peasants, this is what you're missing on Clubhouse because you weren't invited?
No.
I can see how it can be looked at like that. I definitely can because some people
understand that
absolutely do that.
Look at what you missed on Clubhouse. Oh, you don't have Clubhouse? I'm sorry. This is what happened. And I was like,
I see. This is what happens with Clubhouse. When there's a big conversation going on or there's something that's like triggering or whatever the case is, people will get on the timeline and be like, yo, Kevin Hart is in Clubhouse embarrassing himself or this, that, and the third. I don't see the rhetoric of, hey, I'm on Clubhouse, you're not. Or, hey, I got an invite, how much? It's like, nah, it's just like niggas just like recapping the rooms and shit. Because everybody's not there.
Just that so it's like, day, I felt like
Yes.
Oh, wow. There's a black market for Clubhouse?
People have inquired about my Clubhouse invites. Some people got I only got 3. Some people got 15, 20 Clubhouse invites. And
I think the more active you're on there is
I guess
more. You get more.
Yeah.
But
I've given out some free invites to random people. I'm like, I got 3, so here, take it. It's not that big of a deal.
I gave it some coworkers and stuff.
It's not that big of a deal.
I figured it was gonna be. I mean, honestly, there's some good. There's definitely some good stuff about the app, because I truly do think, there's going to be some podcast talent that springs from there. You know what I mean? I feel like there's certain people that have a good a talent for captivating an audience. I think there's going to be certain people. I mean, obviously, you see Joe Budden on there all the time. You see a lot of people that already have big podcast audiences going over there, and people are saying this might even kill the podcast, because it's why would I wait and listen to a 2-hour thing when I could just watch it here? But then you get on the app for a few hours and oh, this is definitely not a podcast. It's a way different experience.
And you got to think about it. It's a lot of the voices that we, in podcasts and, who we watch, they have curated an audience or a specific audience because their voices are so curated to their content. So if you're looking for random, Giants one. If you're looking for random, chaos, then for entertainment purposes, cool. But
bullshit.
Those rooms I don't think those rooms are gonna continue to function. Because it's so early now and it's entertaining and it's oh my God, listen to this conversation, or Mace's giving relationship advice.
Messy.
So it's messy as fuck in there, bro.
We love mess, man.
We do love mess.
We love mess. We don't
I'm just saying, on that particular day, I was looking
Twitter is messy enough for me.
The Jay-Z room was fire. I'm gonna tell you the Jay-Z appreciation room was by far the best use of Clubhouse to date.
So what I was saying was, I got on Twitter that day and I saw people going back, and I just felt like it was everybody trying to show that they were there, and I was like one of those events, and I was like,
but nigga, we do that shit. But we do that shit.
Damn, now I low key got some FOMO. What the fuck happened in Clubhouse?
But see, the thing of the Clubhouse is no different. Are they getting paid
off this shit? I don't know.
Clubhouse is no different. Clubhouse is no different from when we was going to industry events, listening sessions, shit like that. It's no different than that.
It's just a virtual.
Because we would get on Twitter.
But think about how funny that is, Lo. Think about it. Like Clubhouse to me that day, I was a little high. I'm not gonna lie, and I was looking at Twitter. I'm a little high. I was chipped, nigga. I was a little high, and I was on Twitter damn, bro. I feel like I'm waiting outside in the line,
bro. But those kind of rooms,
and I don't do that shit.
Those kind of rooms, that's fire as fuck. Because a lot of people, like you said, don't have invites. So I would read someone's timeline if they're in there and they're talking about, Lenny S is giving a story about Hov or Clues. I'd read that shit. Nigga, grow up. I'd love to read that shit on the timeline. That should be fire.
If you didn't have Clubhouse access, if you didn't have access to something particular, no, I'm talking about you particularly. You have all that access. If you didn't, you were reading it, you'd be like, fuck, I want to know what the fuck's going on.
I wouldn't. I swear to God. If someone is detailing the actual story,
invite Rosie.
No. I don't give a fuck about that. But what I'm saying is,
yes, you do.
I'm saying
we spending a lot of time on this topic, Rosie.
No, because I remember I was high. And I was looking at Twitter and I was like, are they going back and forth? Are they competing with each other? Not even y'all. I'm just talking about the people that were talking about it. And then I was like, are they just trying to tell us what's going on? I was like,
yeah, I mean, that's what the way it functions is if you're not on this.
I don't know what that is because I don't have the app.
Invites, Rosie. Do you want one?
You know you want.
I can get you one.
Does it look like I have the attention span for Clubhouse? If I can't talk,
Rosie,
that's the thing. And you know what? Twitter.
It's wasted. Just sell it.
Twitter helps with Clubhouse because I'm not one of the users. There's like 3 different types of users there, right?
Right.
There's there's the mega curators that like
on
start
Twitter or Clubhouse?
On Clubhouse. And schedule rooms and host rooms and have a massive following and all that type of stuff.
Which is dope. Which is very dope.
Which is, when used the proper way, it was good. A massive following on Clubhouse, right?
So that's a social media thing. It's like a real thing.
Right. Yeah. So like you get followers.
It's Twitter with
like,
voices. That's all it is. It's Twitter with voices.
And the thing about it is like you need to be invited by somebody else. So like depending on who that person is that invites you, you get like a nice head start on like your following, right? So like like if you're an artist or whatever, like if you know certain people, you'd be like, and it'll show. It'll say like invited by.
This is so mean. Right? This is like a popularity, like virtual mean girl.
Social media is a popularity contest. What are you talking about?
Isn't that what social media is?
Right. It just didn't start with
people are on social media because we like what people think and they're just good people on the inside. No. How popular are you?
Oh, how many followers do you have? What do you post?
Rosie, where have you been for the last 10 years?
I don't post like that. You know that.
Like, what the fuck? Like, ClubHouse is not the invention of this. It's just adding a spoke to the wheel.
Yeah.
No, but the way Kaz is explaining it is like, damn, this is really.
It's literally that's how Twitter operates.
So, like I said, there's three different types of users there. There's that one. There's like someone like me who just kind of comes in, doesn't say much. We'll leave quietly.
Someone like me.
He steps out, whatever. And the good thing about Twitter is they'll tell you when it's popping. Like if somebody's like going in on a room, that's what I'm like, oh, let me go lurk. Like, I'm nosy. I'm an elite lurker on the app. Like you could jump in a bunch of rooms and like, you know, somebody will shout you out.
Hopping.
Oh, Kaz is in his room. And that's, I'm like, time to go. That's the most uncomfortable part of ClubHouse. Like, unless like it's a pop in a room and like somebody brings you on stage to speak or gives you like the microphone, the moderator thing. Like, as soon as somebody says, "Oh, Kaz is in here," that's when you're just like, "Oh shit," and be out, right? And then like the third user is just the people who just
can't get in, like Rosie.
Chaos.
I'm outside the club. Literally.
You can't even get in.
I'm like, why? I can get into any club. But not ClubHouse, the virtual one? That's crazy. I just gotta watch from outside. I'd be outside listening to the music.
It's an extremely interesting app, especially when it comes to Black Twitter. Like most social media apps, once Black people get a hold of it, it takes on a life of its own. Right. And you know, I've always seen, it almost seems like that app is only there to ruin celebrities.
It's the chicken.
Like,
oh, you think so?
It's rare.
Now I want
like Twitter halfway did that job. Now ClubHouse is here to finish that shit.
ClubHouse is there to like Twitter was the first stab, and like ClubHouse is like just shut all the way up to the sternum.
So you think of like
app
5
is
years?
This? How did this app? Who created?
White people.
Another white person.
I know.
Clubhouse
Don't get me started on white people, but I'm saying
Clubhouse
like
was created to cause nothing but calamity and chaos within the Black community. It is straight out of the Undercover Brother plot line.
And we still like it.
They threw this app out there when we knew we wasn't outside doing shit. We wasn't going nowhere. There's a reason why everybody in Atlanta has taken such a hold to this app, because they're the only people open, and the entire world, especially the entire Black world, has an insane amount of FOMO that they've been missing out all year. So what happens? They create this app to give you even more FOMO. All right. Like Rosie's talking right now about how much she hates not being able to, or feels like she's on the outside looking in, like Chris Brown in the damn video or whatever.
That's not what I said.
Whatever. And now, when it comes to popularity or being able to speak for yourself or finding a new social media application to really like get your word out, of course, when used correctly, it's a great app. 21 Savage uses the app great, right?
Joe Budden uses it great.
Lupe Fiasco uses it great.
I love
Joe Budden uses it great. Some other people like
should just not have access to it.
Yeah, a lot of y'all, I've talked to a lot of people. I'm not going to mention names for the sake of name dropping, but I've talked to certain people and been like, yo, you should get on ClubHouse. Like, this shit's kind of popping, whatever, right? And he's like, nothing good could come from me being on that app. Nothing good.
I think we could guess. Maybe
we could definitely guess. I don't think so. I don't think so. But like, it's certain folks on certain apps don't need to be there, right? Like when I saw Kevin Hart on ClubHouse,
but we knew what that was though.
On Thanksgiving Eve. Or the day after Thanksgiving.
That was promo. We knew what that was.
But that's the thing. Everything with him is promo. He's a comedian. Like it's different. It's different. Like it's
Kevin Hart funny.
It's Kevin Hart funny. That's the funny shit, right? Like my thing.
Wait. That was your question. Is he funny?
No, that was the name of the.
That was the name of the room.
The name of the room was is Kevin
and then
Hart
he popped
funny?
up. That's not fair.
And then he popped up in the room.
That's fucked
and
up.
Of course, everybody started, cop and please and all that type of stuff.
No, I don't think you're funny like that. Like, yeah, you make me chuckle sometimes.
But here's the thing, though. And this is the thing that gets me so upset, right? And
you can't get mad at that.
No. I don't get mad. What I really get mad at
himself, he can't get mad at that.
He's not mad. From what I gather from it, he's not mad. The thing I don't understand is like, this is comedy, bro. It is subjective to everybody.
Sense of humor.
It's sense of humor. What's funny to me may not be funny to you.
I love Seinfeld. A lot of motherfuckers.
A lot of people don't like Seinfeld. Like
that's cool.
When people start trying to police.
Me laugh.
When people start trying to police what's funny to people and what's not funny to people, that is like some authoritarian shit. Like nobody, like you shouldn't have to police it's almost like taking away people's freedom of speech or how people want to talk or how people want to react to each other. Like I don't need to see a think piece on a stand-up comedy special. I just don't. Never in my fucking life have I read a think piece on someone's comedy, somebody else's art, and been like, you know what? That's right. That isn't funny. Like, it's the dumbest shit ever. Like, just watch it, laugh, or don't watch it.
It's like movie critics, though. It's like movie critics. This movie was terrible. The fucking videography was off, and I didn't like the plot. And someone else would go in there and be like, this was a great fucking movie. I don't know about because they're not in the industry. So
but it's like,
after all that shit, I went and watched the Kevin Hart stand up, and I was like, you know what? It wasn't even that bad. I thought it was all right.
It was.
I got a couple chuckles. I got a couple chuckles. I got a couple chuckles out of it.
Just for, I'll humor you, but that shit was bad.
It was bad.
That shit was bad.
It was worth a 1,500 word dissertation on black comedy and ClubHouse conversation, all that stuff. It was that bad. I
didn't even know he had one out.
I got a couple of chuckles out of it, and then I did what most normal people do after they watch a comedy special. They moved on with their fucking life. All right, you watch.
You're acting like people aren't nosy. You're acting like people aren't fucking sensitive. You're acting like people aren't trying to be the center of attention. Like we know where this comes from. We know this thing. They do it with music. They do it with actors and actresses. They do it with sports. These niggas spend time dissecting something that's pretty much subjective to everybody. And they have a right to do that. And I'm not mad at niggas, but I'm not going to invest my shit getting mad at them because they're bored. Like, my nigga, all right, bet. You gonna spend all that time doing that? You must be bored as fuck. And granted, there's COVID. Niggas can't go nowhere. So our attention is directed to a lot of shit in front of us in regards to entertainment and social media. So when niggas do these when they start doing these think pieces, I'm like, niggas are bored. Niggas are just fucking bored.
I'm gonna even add to that too, right? Like I get wary of certain people who only critique other black people. Like if that's only your shtick, like granted, if you find something funny, not funny, whatever, I understand that. That's whatever. But like if you have to like critique every single black artist, whether they're a comedian, whether you find them funny or not, a rapper, if you find them good or not, if a singer, if you find them good or not, if everything you do, if you say you're about black empowerment and you hide it under the guise of, oh, we're just holding them accountable. We're just holding our people accountable because
no, you're not. You're being judgy.
We just hold ourselves to a higher standard and yada, yada. I'm like, no, you're not. You found a niche. You found your audience of who reacts to what you write about and what you talk about, and you go in on it because nobody's going to care if you write about Joe Blow, who's not black. We understand. And it's like a crab in the barrel mentality where it's like, all right, well, if we understand that you like something or you don't like something, great. But I got to start seeing your variety. I got to start seeing, all right, if you're going to go this hard at Kevin Hart, I got to see you go this hard at Bill Burr. If you're going to go this hard at 21 Savage, I got to see you go this hard at Miley Cyrus. If you're going to go like you, I got to see all of it. When it's certain people that is all you're doing, you're always talking down on certain people. I don't give a fuck what Kevin Hart does. He's a black man, bro. And I'm not gonna waste my time and I'm not gonna waste my energy getting worked up like I'm doing right now, worked up over somebody who's ultimately doesn't really make a difference in my everyday life. And I understand certain people will say, well, you know, that person has an audience and he can influence certain people, and that sort of influence is dangerous. I get that. But at the same time, it's like, yo, at one point, I gotta know what's your real MO here? Like, what are you really trying to do when every single time some black person is in the spotlight? You got a hit piece is coming, a think piece is coming. Oh, this guy is this guy is that. It's like after a while, it's like, all right, man, what are you doing? What are you bringing to the table? Like, what is your?
I have a question. How do you feel about people that when you bring up certain topics, like let's say, remember when all the Black Lives Matter movement was going on in the summer or whatever? I mean, it's always going on, but when that happened, do you remember everyone that would pick apart different things where it was like, well, trans lives matter, and well, the black woman matters, and not just black lives, it's just black women matter too, and like this matters and this matters. And I'm like, all right, guys, these are subcategories.
Yeah.
Let's focus on the bigger movement. Yeah. Let's focus on one movement, because I would notice even on social media and in real life, I would notice it'd be like, yeah, this matters. But then they'd be like, well, this matters too. And I'm like, man, fuck all that. Like, we'll get to that later. Let's worry about this.
Well, no,
let's worry about this first.
It's not get to it later. No, hold on. It's not get to it later. It always has to be a very prominent understanding that, yes, Black Lives Matter is the umbrella. And there's a bunch of shit under it that needs to also be highlighted. Yeah. So I don't get mad when someone says, well, black women matter. Yes, they do. Well,
I'm not saying get mad. I'm saying we got to fight the bigger fight first, this category, and then we'll get to the subs. Because we all matter, right?
I understand where you're coming from, but at the same time, like,
I was like, there's too many topics.
I understand why certain people say that, because when it comes, all right, so let's
and they have a right to say it.
Let's pull back a little bit. Let's pull back a little bit. So when Black Lives Matter first popped off, right? What's the first thing that came up? Well, Blue Lives Matter, right? It's like, all lives matter.
All lives matter.
It's like, well, no shit, all lives matter.
But we're not talking about that right now, because y'all not being targeted.
Black lives. Because right now, and here's the thing, I can understand where you're coming from, but those, I guess, subcategories, as you put it, they're all black lives too. And I can understand
exactly.
And us being able to fight that fight, we have to understand that, like, we're not
what we're fighting for also.
We're also fighting for you too. We're also, when we say Black Lives Matter, we also mean, yes, Black trans lives matters too. Yes. Exactly. Black women lives matters too. Like, all that shit matters. And I can understand why certain people may feel that they weren't spoken to when it came to this.
Okay.
When it came to this.
Which is my point, where I was like, all right, guys, like, we got to focus on the bigger picture, because once we get past that, then we can focus on subcategories. Because when you say Black Lives Matter, yes, we mean everyone who's black, everyone who's brown, everyone who's not white, right? So it's like, but I felt like everybody was so sensitive, was like, they don't treat us like, and I was like, yo, let's get past this. Let's accomplish one thing first, and then we get to the rest. Not saying it's less important, but you're all under it. So we can't make that a big deal right now when we're trying to fight for everybody.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I get what you're saying.
You understand?
I can just, I can see, I get what you're saying, but I can see the sensitivity.
Yeah.
No, I could definitely see that.
I could understand the sensitivity. You don't
want to feel like you're pushing someone to the wayside.
Right.
You don't want to feel like,
so that would, see, that's why when someone says that, when someone says Yeah, we can't do that. Like, you can't label it like that. So when they say, well, black women matter or black trans matter, it can't be like, okay, we'll get to that in a second. That's why they're saying that. Mm-hmm. That's why they feel that way, because whenever we bring that kind of shit up, or whenever that topic comes up, they're like, okay, well, we'll get it to it later. That's how they've been feeling. Mm-hmm. So that's the thing.
I just feel like
you have to kind of acknowledge it when it's brought up. Like, yeah, you're right. Okay, let's get to that. Let's get to this. It's still an ongoing fight, no matter how big or how small under the umbrella it is.
No,
but it has to be acknowledged, and it has to be championed. Smaller.
I don't think there's a size to it. I just think like people's attention span. Shut up. I think people's attention span in this, and especially when it comes to like politics and getting shit done, I feel like you need to have one issue first. And then once that's settled, you're like, all right, cool. Also, we got this going on. Because once you give them too much, they already don't give a fuck.
But this shit will never be settled. Like, it'll never be settled. That's for one.
I think a lot of things are just lost in translation. Yeah. At the end of the day, when it's Black Lives Matter, I think what happens is people want to reiterate, hey, also trans lives, also especially black women,
right?
Because that gets lost. It gets lost so easily.
Quickly, yeah,
very quickly. And I see your point of view of where like, it's kind of tough to nitpick on everything when we want to generalize the fact that Black Lives Matter. It just does get lost very easily, and especially since there's parts of the community where it's even outside of the black community where people kind of be like, oh well, we're not thinking about trans lives right now. That doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
we're talking about a whole different thing.
Oh no, that's not ever what.
And that's not, I know that's not your point, but that's what happens.
That's what happens.
And so at the end of the day, what I would think this group wants is just put it all under the same umbrella and never forget that there are subcategories.
With the same care, with the equal amount of care. It has to be the equal amount of care, because once it's not equal, then that's what happens when people say, oh well, it's getting pushed to the side, or it's not being taken care of, or it's not that there's not a lot of eyes on it. And like you said, Eddin, it gets lost. It's getting lost too quickly. And that's why people are feeling the way they are, and they have a right to feel that way.
Just tweets.
Yeah, it's again, yeah, it's just tweets. It's just something I've seen on Twitter a lot, where I've seen a lot of people just attack others when you guys are kind of agreeing on the same thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like we're all
fighting the same fight. We're all fighting the same fight. But I also seen like the darker side of shit where people are just like, yeah, but trans lives don't matter, so I don't know why you guys are involved in that. And it's like, that's not, you're getting this whole thing wrong. And it's, again, this is where it's understandable that people reiterate these subcategories that are under the one big umbrella, which is Black Lives Matter.
Right.
Well, no, what I was particularly saying was, to Kaz's point, the people that always have an issue. So like Kaz was saying, like the people that only pick out Black artists or celebrities, whatever. I was saying to that point, there's people that always have an issue with any fight that we try to fight. They're like, well, what about this and what about that? Yeah. I'm talking about particular people that are just always have an issue, and you're like, bro,
there's always a fight.
I think there's always going to be a fight.
I think people always want that too, because they feel like if they're not fighting constantly, then there's nothing that's being done.
I mean, it's a never-ending fight though. Like, that's one thing I gotta give credit for. Like, even with everything that went on this past summer, right? Like when everybody was like really on some Black Lives Matter stuff, like all that. What did we really get? We got Girlfriends on Netflix. we got a bunch of black shows on Netflix. We got a couple of decals on the back of jerseys and courts. And I mean, we did listen. I'm not gonna downplay how much how much visibility helped, because I really do think that made an effort in the election this year. I really do think, I mean, all these NBA players getting people to register to vote in arenas and getting voter suppression out there, like that was a huge thing. But even with all that work, there's still so much more to be done. So much more to be done,
But I'm actually so proud of this election, because it made everyone that says our vote doesn't matter or it doesn't count realize, like, maybe it did, because it's like, yes, it did, because everybody I know specifically were like, man, that shit don't count. It don't, like, I'm a vote. I'm one person. Doesn't matter. I was like, it counts. It matters.
It counts. Yeah.
And then when everything played out, I was like, you see, like if everybody thought that and stayed home, this motherfucker would have won again.
Yeah. And in a weird way,
like
man,
he thinks he did.
And he still thinks he won. But like
he thinks he did.
It made a lot of us all really pay attention. Like me personally, I can't speak for everybody else, but like I could never be like lax about politics ever again. Like I could never just kind of like passively pay attention to politics ever again. Like it's made like I feel like every generation has that moment where they become into politics, right? Like I feel like the years past, like I guess when we all first voted for Obama, like a lot of us were early 20s, mid 20s, you know what I mean? Not real responsibilities yet, like probably still in college, probably just got out of college, all that type of stuff.
I was 14.
Sorry. Well, clearly you didn't vote, asshole. I'm talking about the people who did vote.
Well, there's that.
I hate you.
But thanks. But now, we're at the point where like most of those people who put Obama in office are your 30-year-old, the people who are running this country, the people who are, making this thing go. And now it's like, after everything we've been through this pandemic, through wars, through terrorism, through Black Lives Matter, through police brutality, through all this type of stuff, like we can't not
afford to not pay attention.
You can't afford to not pay attention anymore. You can't you could almost like back in the day when you're talking to somebody, they're like, "Oh, I'm not really into politics." You could be like, "Oh, okay, no." Like it was almost like passable. Now
remember
you're
when
kind of like
said that I felt like that the only good thing that came out of Trump being president was that it made us pay attention.
He put a lot of eyes on him. We put a lot of eyes on him. Like he was a celebrity in chief. And America
it made people
loves
like digging deeper to like, when do I have to vote? What do I have to vote for? What's the House of Senate? What are the how's it run? Like it made people want to know more about the government and politics.
Yeah, he was the celebrity in chief. Americans glorify celebrity more than any country in the world. It was probably one of the only ways that a lot of people would have paid attention to politics.
I have a question for y'all. Who is Jesse Lee Peterson?
Jesse Lee Peterson? I have no idea. What is that?
Y'all, it's some guy that has a show and DC Young Fly was on it. Y'all didn't see it? But apparently he's like he's a older black man. He might be a reverend. He might be, KKK
I know
is
exactly
right.
what you're talking about.
Because he thinks he's white.
Yes.
And the funny part was like the whole time he refers to Trump as the holy white leader or the great white God or something like that, or the great white one, something. And DC, it is something like that. And DC Young Fly was like, motherfucker, do you want to jump in some bleach? Like, what's going on with you? You think but it's funny because the whole time it was like a 12, 15, I'm gonna send it to you. It was like a 15-minute interview. And DC Young Fly roasted him the whole time. He never lost
I love
cool.
DC Young Fly so much, man.
I love him. He never lost his cool.
He is one of my favorite people. Like the whole 85 South show. Shout out my guy Roy, who does all the photography over there. But
shout out Roy. Don't know you, Roy. Shout out you.
No, 85. Roy's a former intern of mine, man. He does all the visuals and photos for 85 South show, and it's a popping show. It's one of my favorite shows on the internet, and I just love DC Young Fly, Chico, Carlos, three of the funniest dudes.
They're funny as fuck.
Funny and smart dudes, man. Like love those guys. Love. But
my thing was, I'm gonna send y'all the interview. It's 12 minutes, but I thought I was gonna watch it. I was like, 12 minutes? I don't want to watch this shit. But I ended up watching it because it was like, this guy was so ignorant and so he was like, "Are you for the wall?" And DC Young Fly was like, "For what wall?" He's like, "Man, I don't pay attention to none of that shit. Ain't got nothing to do with me." He was like, "Well, I'm for the wall. If anybody asks you about me, I'm for the wall." And DC was like, "All right, cool, motherfucker. But yo, Migda head ass, you still want you think you white and all this other shit." And he was just like,
"Oh, it's very real."
Racist. And so he just did not want to be black at all. And I was like,
Uncle Ruckus ass nigga.
But the thing is, I knew it existed, but to see it, I was just like,
these people exist.
It's very real.
I was like,
it's very real.
That's what I was saying.
My nigga.
Like to see an old black man, and he was like, DC Fly even called him out, like, I see you trying to get lighter around here. Like you probably put some cream on.
You know who Jason Whitlock is? You know who Jason Whitlock is?
Oh, no, time out.
I know.
We give Jason Whitlock absolutely no sort of
I'm just saying. Go research it. Go research it.
We're good on.
Shout out to LeVar Ball too.
Shout out LeVar Ball. The prophecy has commenced. He said 3 or 4 years ago.
What?
All 3 of his Rosie, no need to
leave it alone. I'll text it to you later. We're giving a real black king his flowers right now. Friend of the show, LeVar Ball got his 3rd son, his 3rd boy in the league, Jello Ball. LiAngelo Ball signed a 1-year non-guaranteed contract with the Detroit Pistons just mere weeks after LaMelo Ball went number. Rosie, put that shit down, bro.
Yeah.
Golly, jeez.
Mr.
Just mere weeks after his son went number 3 to the Charlotte Hornets, and months and years. They called LeVar Ball crazy. They called him all types of names.
They called him insane, power tripping.
Yeah, like he was delusional, all this type of stuff. LeVar Ball did what he said he was going to do, and that is get all 3 of his boys in the league. He did it. I don't care if LiAngelo Ball doesn't play a second for the Detroit
Pistons. He still got him in that. He still got him in that.
I hope he plays like 1 second at least.
I hope he balls it out. I think LiAngelo has a chance, man.
No, I see what you did.
That's the little one. That's the youngest one, right?
I think
he's the middle child. He's the Chloe.
Wait, so which one was the youngest one with the curly hair?
LaMelo's the youngest.
Oh, LaMelo still ain't signed, right?
Nah, he's on the Charlotte Hornets. He got drafted.
He's on the Hornets. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but the other
cut his hair.
The one who didn't get drafted, he signed.
He just got signed to the Pistons.
But
so he was undrafted.
Like out of love or something.
Out of love.
I mean, he's not no scrub.
Brother.
I'm not saying he's a scrub. He wasn't as good.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's a scrub. I'm saying
he was good. Let me tell you.
Was it out of love? Because he should have been drafted before his little brother.
Nah. So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. All three of the boys all played together in high school.
I know they all play.
Lonzo was like the first one that everyone knew was going to the league.
Yeah,
Lonzo was the middle child, but LaMelo was like the prodigy. Everybody knew LaMelo was going to be the best of the 3 because he was super young.
Can I say who you compare him to? Can I say who I compare? Who you?
Who you compare him to? Kylie? He's Kylie Jenner.
No, I'm talking about another baller. Like
actual basketball player. Oh, sorry. LaMelo reminds me of like if all things work out, if best case scenario, like Penny Hardaway. Best case snenario.
Oh, you went that far. I was gonna say somebody in his same realm. I was gonna say like Cole.
Cole Anthony? I don't know. Like Cole, here's the thing. They were like sort of similar. And then LaMelo just shot up to like 6'8", and Cole Anthony's still like 6'2", 6'3". So it's
that's fine. Iverson won't that big. It's okay.
No, I mean, listen, they were in the same class for a while. Cole Anthony used to give it to him in the same when they were like sort of the same age. But then LaMelo, he went and he did the travels. He went overseas. He played in all these other leagues.
Well, he also had more resources.
Of course, but like it is what it is. You can't teach 6'8" though. I'll tell you that much. Like he shot up to 6'8", and then that's when everyone's like, "Oh, okay."
Wait, he's 6'8" now?
Yeah, he's 6'8" now. Like he's super tall. He's tall. He's the tallest out of all 3 of them. So it's like now it's like okay,
that little nigga gonna be balling in Charlotte, bro.
Yeah,
he is Charlotte now. Wow.
If Michael Jordan took your son, you're all right.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
Well, MJ hasn't had the best track record of drafting players, though. That's the thing.
I might be up there.
So but I guess he cleaned his record up. He cleaned his record up in 2020.
He got Kemba, and that was it. Like everybody else is. I don't know.
They still got Kemba or no?
No, Kemba's in Boston now.
Yeah, he's out.
So who they got? They just got him.
Basketball's back this week, though.
Preseason.
Basketball's like preseason. I don't care, but basketball is back.
Also, the Knicks get to play again? Isn't that cute?
Yes, Knicks get to play. Listen. I know you got a lot of funny things to say about the Knicks, but they got my man Obi Toppin, the National College Player of the Year, fell to him. The Knicks never get draft luck, ever. It's always like that one player.
Never get luck.
They never do their due diligence. Like there's a difference. You got to earn
right. Right. Like, I feel like there's always that one player where it's like everybody wants him, but they're like, oh, they're not going to fall to him. And then when they fall to him, they pick somebody else, right? Like, we're Ron Artest. Like, we all wanted Ron Artest. We're like, oh, man, we really want Ron Artest. Ron Artest falls to the Knicks. They go, we're going to take Frederick Weiss because we need a big guy. And then the hell, same thing. Yeah. Donovan Mitchell, really like Donovan Mitchell, New York kid. He's really good in Louisville. Hope he falls to him. They go and pick somebody else. Donovan Mitchell becomes a star, right? And then the other thing is, it's always the guy right before the Knicks pick that becomes like a mega star, like Steph Curry or a lot of these guys, right? But for the first time, the Knicks got exactly who they needed, probably the most NBA-ready guy out of all of them, right? Like the person who could plug and play.
That's such a Knicks fan. He got so much hope.
Nah, it's not even being a Knicks fan.
It's not me being a Knicks fan. He was a national college player of the year. Super athletic, can shoot the ball.
Brooklyn native.
Like he checks all the boxes. So it's just like, okay, I'm not gonna get too excited, but Obi Toppin.
Shoots from his chest.
Lots of eyes on Obi, man. I'm not saying the Knicks are gonna be world beaters, obviously.
But I do think you're older.
I think RJ's gonna be. He's got another year under his belt. I think they're gonna be good. I think they'll be more enjoyable to watch. I think they'll be enjoyable.
I think they'll feign being like a successful organization for a year and try to get someone in free agency if they look like they were like okay this year.
That's the thing, and that's what a lot of like basketball fans are starting to realize. Like, you can't do it by tanking, and you can't do it by like doing the stupid. I'm gonna trade my entire future for this like one player, dude. Unless you already have another player, right? Yeah. What the Knicks are actually doing, they're going to try and do like the Clippers thing, where like, let's actually build a culture here. Let's get some good players. Let's be competitive. So when a star free agent arrives, like, I can just plug in here and play with, this guy can shoot. I can play with this guy. I can play with this guy. That's how every big free agency has worked out recently, right? Except for LeBron, who was just like, I'm going to the Lakers. Whoever's rolling is rolling, right? But everybody else was like, Jimmy Butler, Kawhi, PG, all these guys are like, oh, okay, these guys have a nice little setup. They got a nice little culture. All they need is a player like me. You know what I mean? And that's what they've done. So again, Knicks bias aside, I think there will be a lot more competitive
it's
to
never
watch.
Knicks bias
it's
aside.
Never,
never Knicks bias. Like,
all you
stop
were doing
it.
Right now, it was just all Knicks bias.
Bro, this is all Knicks bias, bro. Like, Knicks bias aside, I think the foundation is building and the organization is fun and the culture is rising. Nigga, shut up.
You're
a fucking Knicks fan.
The Kentucky Wildcats.
Shut up, man.
Come on, son. You keep see what's happening.
Let's keep it a buck, bro.
Listen, nobody's saying they're going to be world beaters. Nobody's saying they're going to go to the chip. Nobody's even saying they might go to the playoffs. All I'm saying is they're going to be a lot more fun to watch. They're going to be exciting. And basketball aficionados are going to see them and be like, you know what? They're on the right path. They're on the right path.
Just say that you're excited.
They're going to say that.
Just say that you're excited that the Knicks have finally done something right
during
the draft. Just say that.
They didn't make any crazy trades. They didn't fall for the Russell Westbrook trap. They didn't fall for. They missed out on Fred VanVleet, but like, I would have broke the bank for Fred, but like, we understand him staying in Toronto. I get that. And this wasn't like the big holy shit free agency class like next year is. Next year, Kawhi could opt out. Paul George could opt out. Giannis might be free. Like, it's going to be like 2 years ago all over again. And the Knicks got a lot of money to spend.
Right.
All I'm saying is you just never know.
The culture is building in New York. Giannis might like this culture. Kawhi might enjoy the city. Shut the fuck up.
But also, Knicks bias aside.
Knicks bias aside. Anyway, this has been another episode of Say Less to Kaz. Make sure you tune in to FSG AM every morning on Madison Square Garden Network at 8 a.m. every Monday through Friday to talk more Knicks sports with my co-host Monica McNutt. Shout out to the good folks at Madison Square Garden.
That's love right there.
This guy. Listen, one thing I want to talk about, because we didn't get to talk about it because motherfuckers was dying.
Y'all were.
The fight?
I wasn't.
Shut up.
We're all done one day.
What, the Tyson fight?
I had never
Nate
been
Robinson.
so excited.
Talk about Nate.
No, I'm not. No, why
We're
would
not
you
talking
talk about Nate?
We're not talking about Nate. That's anti-black. We're not doing that.
Yeah. And also, like, is there to talk about? Yeah, we're not doing that. What I'm saying is the Tyson.
I didn't even watch that shit.
Roy Jones came out to his old track.
Listen, Tyson fight, Triller. Shout out to Triller.
Y'all must have forgot.
That was $50 well spent. I was entertained from the beginning to the end. They started the night off with some actual real boxers that could really fight, and then they had Wiz perform. Wiz performed all the hits from the 2010s. I was like, okay, I can get with this. Then they had another real boxing match. And then they had YG come out, French Montana, Sway Lee. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then we got into the shenanigans. Then we got
the bullshit.
Then we got to the bullshit. Then Snoop popped up. Then we had Jake Paul and Nate Robinson.
Snoop?
I'm not gonna belabor the point.
Was legendary.
Listen,
Uncle Snoop is always legendary.
Not gonna hold you. The biggest loser that night might have been Lil Wayne, because Lil Wayne canceled that weekend. Lil Wayne was supposed.
He was supposed to perform.
He was supposed to perform.
And they said he didn't board his flight.
Yeah, and Snoop came in last minute.
They said he simply did not.
He didn't board.
They said he simply did not board his flight. I was like,
yes. I
don't want Wayne commentary though. I want Snoop commentary.
Listen, that's what I'm saying. That's why I say
it worked out. It worked out for the best.
Because look how it worked out. Look how it worked out. Like Snoop they already signed him up for the Snoop Fight League. That's dropping in a couple months.
Snoop was saying
that's what him and Triller, right? Him and Triller got that
Triller,
deal.
Yeah. Like it's man. Listen.
Snoop was saying what everybody was thinking at home. Like, fight. He was like, these motherfuckers like two drunk uncles at the barbecue. I was like, yes, they are. Tell us more.
Bro, I'm sorry. I just couldn't. I couldn't bring myself to watch that shit.
Why not?
I just couldn't. What? I don't know. I just was like, I don't want to see these 50-year-old niggas slugging around.
Listen, Tyson looked good.
No. I'm not saying no. Look, from what I heard and what I saw,
Tyson in better shape than
Tyson
all of us.
Kaz, that was gay.
Pause.
And that nigga was high. And that was high. And he was high.
And he was high. Yes.
Tyson was high.
Mike Tyson was like, I got high before the fight.
Nigga smoked a blunt in the locker room before he got on that ring.
Well, listen, Marshawn Lynch said he used to take 2 shots of honey before a game. So I'm with the shit.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
Too.
I'm not gonna go against anybody's pre-game ritual or anything like that.
Mike Tyson also said when he was interviewed, the interview before the fight was hilarious because he's like, they're like, yo, what's your strategy, whatever. He was like, I mean, I'm gonna just swing, protect myself, and just what did he say? He was like, I'm gonna just swing intentionally to hurt somebody. Like he was just basically like, bruh, like I was like,
so pretty much what he's been doing. Pretty much what he's been doing his entire career.
Did you see Roy Jones at the end of the fight, holding his arms up, holding his ribs, like, yo. I think they had like a quiet agreement for like no headshots between each other.
I think Roy was scared.
Roy's ribs was tenderized.
I know Roy's body probably had to be ringing after that fight.
My gosh, yo.
No, Roy was. First of all, he was out of breath in the first round, and Tyson looked good.
8 rounds.
I can say this, guys. Sorry, Tyson's body. He was like. Tyson's body is crazy, and he wasn't out of breath at all. And he wanted, I think, after like maybe the 8th round, that's when he started getting really like hyped up.
What's weird is that Roy was fighting not that long ago, and that's after the fight.
That's what Tyson said.
Interview, Tyson was like, "Y'all all worried about him, but like I haven't.
Y'all ain't worried about me.
For 10 years."
Yeah, but Tyson was gassing. Tyson was gassing himself because he was like, "Why ain't nobody worried about me, motherfucker? You know why we not worried about you."
Exactly.
We see all Instagram videos.
Yeah, like don't.
Yeah, like bro, we know you still
we know
got
you're
it.
good.
Like, you still got
ain't
it,
nobody
family.
worried about me. I ain't fought in 15 years. We don't care. Like you're gonna be good. We're worried about him.
What's the next celebrity that should show up on the Triller fights? Ooh. We already had Nate Robinson.
It's the new version.
What's another athlete?
That was terrible. That was not
somebody
good.
that's not going to embarrass themselves
just wait
for one.
till you get the Triller versus collab, and they do like both of them at once.
Well,
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
So my thing about Nate was, I was like, all right.
I want to see the baby fight.
He look like the baby look like he can fight though.
I mean, he was knocking a lot of people out. Like for
so this was my thing. This was my thing with Nate. I was like, with Nate, it don't look like he ever had like a side fight. Like it don't look like he ever had like a little scruffle or like it just looked like he's never fought before because he never did this, not once. I was like, everybody who's ever been
that nigga looked. I'm not even gonna hold you. That nigga looked drunk in that ring because they knocked him down. He got knocked down like 3 times, right?
Yeah, he was like rocking like 3 times, but he never protected himself. So I was like, Nate, you probably never been in even a little kid fight like as a child. That's what I was saying. I was like, the baby look like he been in a couple fights. So I think
baby look like he can fight,
it's
bro.
Different from like fighting in the street and fighting in the ring, though.
It is a difference, but it holds a lot of weight. Because you could still know how to like.
But
I would still see Jake Paul winning. To be honest with you, though.
Against the baby, that's not fair. The baby's 5 foot tall.
Nate came in swinging.
Jake
trains.
He
trains.
So let me tell you exactly how I knew this was going to be a bad night for Nate. Right.
I feel like
I'm break it down.
This is how I knew.
This is how I knew.
Break it down.
While I was sick. Van, friend of the show, Van Lathan. We were talking a lot. He was checking up on me a lot, and he spars. He's been getting into sparring a lot out in LA, and anybody knows he runs with a very Hollywood crowd and lots of folks that are, so they have like these little fight clubs and sparring clubs. And who trains at his boxing gym? The Paul brothers, Jake and Logan. So several months ago,
I think Floyd gonna beat his ass. That's just me.
Several months ago, Van was trained by this guy. Let's just call him, for sake of not naming names, Sebastian, right? So let's call this man Sebastian, right? Van sparred with Jake Paul and got the better of him several months ago, right? So the guy who trained Van, mind you, Van is he says he's doing it just to stay in shape. He's a novice. He feels good about it, but he's obviously not, trying to be professional. None of that type of stuff.
Right, of course.
So the guy who he trains with, who is an actual like really good boxer, was like, "Yo, I'm gonna go toe up with Jake," and basically said, he kind of makes a mockery of the sport. I'm going to go teach him a lesson, right? So this is maybe like a week or 2 before the Nate Robb fight. And Van's telling me about this. And I'm just like, oh man, he really support this dude and yada, yada, yada. I was like, yeah, but he's legit. Like he really like takes the craft seriously and all this type of stuff. He goes and spars with this guy, and Jake Paul apparently gave him the beats. And I was like, yo, when's his next fight? He was like, this Saturday. I'm like, when? He was like, right before the Tyson fight. I'm like, he's fighting Nate Robinson? He's like, yeah. He's like, yo, it's going to be a bad night for Nate. He's like, it's going to be a bad night for Nate. I'm like, but Nate Robinson, he's like an all-world athlete. He's like, no. And Snoop said the same thing. You don't play fight. You don't play fighting, yo. You either fight or you don't.
Right.
And dudes are fighters. Like he trained legit for this. So I knew for a couple of days earlier that
Nate was going to have a rough night.
And mind you, he's fought before. Like Jake Paul's, I think he fought this guy KSI, whatever, like this.
Black
YouTuber.
Yep. Yeah. And that was like a pretty good fight. Like it went the distance, I think, right?
Yeah.
So it was a pretty good fight. But Nate's that was his pro debut. He's never put on the gloves or anything like that, and it showed.
Clearly it showed.
Yeah, like it was. I knew for a while that was going to be a bad night for that boy. So, no Nate slander though, because he's got way more balls than I do. Because I would never do that.
Yeah, he went in.
You're not gonna catch me going in any ring for any amount of money. I'm sorry.
For any amount of money?
Nah, brother.
You don't think it was good?
Nah, brother.
Listen. I happily get in the ring with one of them Paul brothers for a mil. Happily. For $1 million?
Y'all are not doing me like y'all did Nate. Y'all are not doing me like how y'all did Nate.
$1 million?
Y'all think it was a bad idea for him or a good? Like, what do y'all think?
For Nate,
I think as how long did he train? A couple months, right?
He didn't train long enough.
Yeah, it looked like he trained a couple weeks.
You can't train to fight somebody who trains to do that.
Yeah. I mean, he's been.
Now we know that answer. Yeah, we know that answer.
Very seriously,
I thought he was like is he a fighter or is he a YouTube star?
He's like
boxer. He's a YouTuber,
but then he turned into like an actual, like his trainer is Shane Mosley, and that's like a huge champ.
Right.
So I found the actual Tyson quote where it was like, "I'm gonna protect myself and throw punches with bad intentions at all times."
That's pretty much his life motto in the boxing ring.
So when y'all said he was high, I was like, I believe it because he was like, I'm gonna just
and then he had some Tyson Farms and he was chilling.
Like, this guy is crazy.
I love it.
Wait, Kaz, do you go into the ring high if you fight one of the Paul brothers?
Absolutely not.
Who's the other Paul brother?
I'm also not Mike Tyson, bro.
So,
it's Jake Paul. It's Jake Paul and Logan Paul.
So does Logan Paul fight too?
Yeah, they're both YouTubers. They both like started off as like these sort of like YouTube like content creators, and then they just annoying YouTube content. But
bro, I hate
one thing.
But what makes Logan feel like he can go up against Floyd?
He said Conor McGregor first.
To be fair, he's much bigger. He's much bigger than Floyd. He's much bigger than Floyd.
Okay.
So I think that's how it evens out. I think it's like, Floyd obviously is gonna,
let me look
do
at
what he
this,
does.
man.
The most technically sound like the greatest boxer technically, like defensively, just like when you talk about like sweet science.
Yeah, but what made him?
Nobody's better than Floyd.
Go up against him.
The bag,
money.
There's a new the way boxing is gonna like survive is these sort of like real life celebrity death match sort of events. Where I don't need to know.
Everyone is going to watch.
Everyone's going to watch. Just like everybody watched Tyson.
So you don't think he's going to win at all?
Who? No. Hell no.
The white boy.
Mayweather
Stevie Wonder could see that shit.
Mayweather might toy with him for a few months to put on the show, like he did with Conor McGregor. But like when it's time to put him out, he'll put him out like easily.
Yeah, he'll get it done when it's needed to.
You think
Floyd?
I just want to say this right now.
Is a boxing genius. Like he's a boxing genius.
I'm gonna say this right now. There's no way Floyd is gonna lose to this.
Well, obviously.
There's no way.
Obviously.
People were snapping. I
just want to say that.
God damn.
I just want to say that.
What time are we on, Eddin? Are we good? This feels like 2 hours. Close to
it's 2 hours.
We're about to hit 2 hours. Yes.
Well, let's wrap this goddamn thing up, man.
I like that.
That was me.
I know it's been a while, but I appreciate all you guys sticking with us. Shout out to good folks at Whistle, obviously, and Brother, and Howlness at Snapchat, and Patreon subscribers. It's been a rough month for our entire crew, but it's been
minus
a rough
low key.
Minus lows.
I wasn't gonna say it, but I was just trying to let y'all get y'all shit off. But go ahead.
But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys for staying on us and the well wishes. We're all good now. We're going to do this as long as we can until we can safely be around each other and give you the content that you want and love. And we're going to switch up the Patreon content as well, but it's going to be really dope and really exciting. But we're going to keep giving this to you, man. Anybody got anything to plug? Anybody? Low key?
Just the Apple Show, Hip Hop R&B Throwback every day, Monday through Friday, 8 to 10. Listen to past episodes on demand on Apple Music. When is this dropping?
Tomorrow?
Okay. I think tomorrow I'll probably have, or today, Cheat Sheet should be out for Keisha Cole and Ashanti, so look out for that. And I've been really hard at work with that. 4 hours of great tunes from both ladies, so hit up Apple Music and let them know I sent you.
Who do we let know though? Like, do we send an email or something?
Yeah, you tag Apple Music. Low key sent me.
All right.
Social media. Low key sent me.
Idiot. Like
you can check. Rosie, you got anything? Plug something, Rosie. What you got to plug?
I ain't plugging shit. I can't believe we're alive right now. After what we went through.
To be alive.
Dead ass.
Jesus Christ.
Eddin, this is
I'm glad to see y'all happy. I'm glad to see y'all healthy though.
Eddin, this is like
the whole time. You ain't care about us.
You really did.
Not like, y'all okay? All right. I'm messing hard.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go smoke some hookah right now. I'm gonna go see if we got any more rocks left. Maybe it'll help my immune system. So, Eddin, this is like your first full episode on Say Less. Where we see you. So plug your damn podcast, damn it, since you're alive.
Oh yeah. Listen to the Too Much Internet podcast and follow me at Thank You Eddin on Instagram. Bam.
Yes.
Yeah, Eddin with your fucking
plugs.
filter. Look at the filter.
That's right. Don't let this camera go to waste for me, please.
The camera like
He's still paying that 4K camera off, so you know we got.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
Jake, you all good?
Yeah, just quick prayers up to Curtis. Curtis Blow is getting a heart transplant today. So.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, shout out to friend of the show, Curtis Blow, man. Prayers up.
She's getting a heart transplant, so it's tough.
Prayers up to him, man. Prayers up to Curtis, bro. Definitely.
Guys, what should I eat for dinner? Chopped cheese, some fried chicken wings. What should I?
Fuck.
Hey, come uptown. We can still make.
You're a jerk. You're an absolute jerk. Anyway, you can check me out. New York City, New Jersey area, East Coast, or on if you have Fubo TV or MSG networks. Check me out every morning on MSG AM, 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, and repeats every hour until 12. On MSG Network with my co-host Monica McNutt. Tomorrow we'll have Nick Mangold on the show, New York Jets. If anybody hasn't checked out the show, check it out. Get into YouTube if you can't see it live. Lots of clips. Having a whole bunch of fun doing that show. But there's nothing more fun than doing Say Less with these guys right here. I'm happy that we're all healthy.
As I have a question.
What's the question?
What's that guitar for?
That's my guitar. You didn't know I used to play?
Oh, play us something, bro.
Play us out. I bet he don't play shit. He just got it there for decoration.
Well, my earpiece is in, so I can't slide out. And
yeah, see, my
check-ins in the savings and the savings. Anyway, like we always do it this time, and we really mean it. We really mean it this time. Please, like we say at the end of every episode, stay free, stay safe, and always. Please, for the love of God and Corona, say less. All right. Hello?
Kaz, Jake, Rosie, and Eddin. Wear your fucking masks.
I cannot wait till Lo get COVID.
Woo! Buddy, Sahara, here I come.
Lo.